Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday, Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah! It's time for Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here is DreZ and Huck.
Oh, that's crisp one. Crisp opening.
I love a good, and it's a crisp Pilsner, if I'm not mistaken. Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg. So we got some more beers from my travels. You remember last week, I thought that we were drinking California beers, but I messed up. They were Oregon beers. They're right next to each other.
You did a Huck. You did a Huck.
Well, now
definitely. I do that all the time.
I realized why that was because that beer store in California I talked about that I went and got a bunch of beers for actually was in Oregon. It was just like what was it called? Mead? Did I write it down?
I can't
remember. We clicked right over. I think it was called Mead. So it was our first stop out of California. So that's why they had a good range of Oregon beers, which why I got more of those. And now we have the some California beers to try.
So you got beer and mead was the original beer. Isn't that amazing?
Isn't that funny?
First beer I ever made. I still have some. I need to bring one of those in. We'll drink it.
Oh, I haven't had mead in a while.
Well, this one I made like 11 years ago. So there's that.
So these beers are going to be California based. This one I just popped looks metal as F. It's from Mason Ale Works. It's called Mason's Revenge. Beer Zombies Brewing Company collaboration. We do like a good collaboration, and it is a double IPA coming in at a nice hearty 8%. So I'm looking forward to trying this bad boy.
Well, this one is Liquid Gravity, which I like that name of brewery because, I mean, you're looking for a high gravity beer. I am in general. This one's not. But that's what you're looking for, and it's Liquid Gravity. It just makes sense. So this is Crisp Life Pilsner, 4.8%, and they like to say, be kind, please.
And recycle.
And to which I say, shut up. Yes, recycle.
Recycle, which obviously...
Be bold, take risks, never look back.
And in California, recycling's pretty big.
Is it?
Yeah. Have you been there?
Yes, I've been there.
So one of the things was like, all right, so we did a lot of beer drinking on the trip, and so I was just like, oh well, now we're in California and we can get like a nickel per can and whatever. Oh, yeah. So let's start saving these up. Apparently, I didn't do this because I was busy, but yeah, our last day in California, we like I had Kirsty bring like our box of cans and I calculated it before we went. It was like $1.75 worth. So she was like waiting in line and they were like laughing at her apparently because they all had like just bags and bags of cans and bottles and stuff. And yeah, we got like $1.75. But I was like, hey, that's like a half a tank of gas right there.
That's $1.75.
Half a gallon of
previously
gas.
Have
exactly. And then we realized, oh, Oregon even gives you more, so we should have just held on to them. Or Oklahoma or something. Either way, we could have just been collecting them all trip and then just waited.
You could have been collecting them all year and just take them with you.
So I was a little worried about these beers because, yeah, I mean, we were in California. In fact, we went to this beer store. It was actually on my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
So it was in May that these have been traveling like kind of under the bed in storage. So I was worried because at the end there, man, it got hot, but they were never cold. So it wasn't quite. I was like, maybe they're okay, and it's not that
fun to me.
Yeah, I think this one tastes fine too.
I mean, I got all that beer I got you weren't around in Alabama. We went to this place in Alabama, and I bought a bunch of beer to send to my friends, and then one thing led to another. I never did, and it's still in my kegerator, all this beer. And the other day, I didn't have any beer, so I grabbed like one each of a couple of them, and I brought them. Threw them in the cooler. I think we went on the river, and they were still good. I mean,
the kegerator though, that's refrigerated, right?
Yeah, 40 degrees. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
so they held up fine. I mean, that's like 7 months.
But if it's all right, so yeah. I know once a beer gets cold, you don't want it to get warm.
It's more with. I think it's more with certain beers because you can leave stouts, the barley wines out. But it's like hoppy beers. It seems like the hops go away quicker if it's not refrigerated.
Okay.
So they turn on you.
So, but it's not, you think it's not cold to warm, or is it just don't get them warm? That's what I was saying. It was like, I mean, there was days at the end there where RRV was getting into the 3 digits easy. Like, just hot as balls.
Yeah. I mean, that's not good, but I mean, again, I just guess I'm not that good of palate that I noticed. I've never tasted a beer and say, oh, that's gone bad. I can't, even those ones from 1980 weren't that great, but I,
still drink them.
they drank them.
We drank them.
So, I mean,
But I mean, there's no doubt that I feel like you can definitely taste it with those, like the green bottled beers, the Heinekens, your Rolling Rocks.
Well, now that's
light coming in.
That's light. That's
but
skunking.
So you think that's skunking rather than
that's
going cold to warm?
No, beer gets skunked from light, and it's mostly green and clear. And they
bottles.
I remember, probably 12 years ago, I was reading an article where they were talking about Heineken specifically and how it usually tastes skunked. And the guy had like gone to a couple stores like 7-Elevens and Kroger's, and he noticed that for some reason everybody puts Heineken up high and there's a fluorescent light. So he did some tests with fluorescent light, and apparently fluorescent light will skunk a Heineken. So
that people thought that it wouldn't?
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be sun. Everybody said the sun skunks them.
No,
but these things came out of a dark box, went into fluorescent, they were skunked.
Yeah. No, so, I think that.
Yeah.
So since we're drinking California beers, specifically, I think this is one is San Diego, which means
San Diego is something about a whale.
A whale's vagina.
I wasn't going to say all that.
We did go to San Diego.
Did you see the whale vagina?
We did. Yeah, it was nice. It was over there in Balboa Park. They had a big display.
I wish I got that joke.
You got to watch.
Did you go to the battleship down there in the docks, San Diego? Oh, you should have taken the tour of the harbor. Oh my gosh, that was the most fun.
We did not. I don't remember seeing a battleship.
Yeah, there's a huge.
We did do. We did go down to that beach, whatever that famous beach is, or was that near LA? The Pacific.
Yeah, it's LA. Did you go? That's the seals or the sea lions or the thing in San Diego. They're all laying on a dock 49.
That's San Francisco.
Oh, is that San Francisco? Oh,
we did do that. We did do San Francisco. We did see the seals. Okay. Sea lions, whatever it was.
I thought they were.
That was San Francisco.
Yeah, sure. I've been there too, that. So that could be.
And then Golden Gate and all that crap.
Well, San Diego has a naval base, right?
I remember going to some breweries. The big thing we did San Diego was wasn't that there must have been a park. Well, we did Balboa Park. We went to some breweries. But before that, we did Joshua Tree. That was near.
Oh yeah, I haven't been there.
Oh, Joshua Tree was pretty cool. Did some hiking.
There's a multi-tap bar in San Diego, just off the docks, like 3 or 4 blocks down in the tourist section. That was really good. I don't remember the name of it. We went there, had a great time. We got there like at 3 in the afternoon, left at 7, really drunk. Had a lot of good people in there. There's a lot of tourists, but a lot of locals. So it's just a really good mix.
Yeah.
Super old bar, probably been there 60, 70 years.
Yeah. I remember, so I'm trying to think what else we did in California. I mean, California has a lot of the parks. Yeah. So you hadn't been to Joshua Tree, but we talked about Yosemite last week.
Yeah, Yosemite. And you got to see the big trees in Yosemite.
Yeah.
I did not.
Well, the big trees are sequoia.
Well, they're both, but
sequoias where the big ones are, like the biggest.
Yeah, I went to
General Sherman.
Yeah,
the largest tree by volume in the world.
Yeah,
and I got to see it.
You got to see it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go to Northern California and drive through the tree, but that's on private property.
Oh, really? The one that you can drive through?
Yeah, it's on.
You would have been able to drive through these but then that's like,
I know
that's not good for the tree.
Yeah, I know.
You got it and go drive through.
One of them fell over.
They serve burgers through the drive-through.
I saw a picture this morning of the Mark Twain tree, and it's cut down, and there's people standing there. It's like 14 feet across, 1,300 years old.
Jeez,
I know. We used to cut all the trees.
Yeah,
but we weren't the only ones. The indigenous people also cut all the trees. We get blamed for that, but everybody forgets there were 100 million indigenous people here before we got here and killed them all.
Yeah, but I mean, they were, they needed that for houses and stuff.
Firewood.
We cut it down so we could build a Walmart.
S'mores. And Nate and I could have s'mores. You got to cut some trees down.
S'mores are good. That's
really good.
That's another fun thing on the trip. Kirsty had never had a s'more, never heard of it before.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with those foreigners.
Yeah.
They don't know the good stuff. Of course, she's probably got. You had scotch really before she came.
Yeah, in fact, we do. The last month of the trip, I got to spend in Scotland, and we'll do a Scotch show, and I can talk more about that later on. And yes, there are some nice delectable stuff that they have that we do not, unfortunately.
Haggis.
I've
had haggis.
I've had a lot of haggis now.
Yeah.
Haggis for breakfast,
Yeah.
baby.
No, but wait, when I was in the hotel business, it seemed like everywhere I was, they would always have that whatever celebration is where they do that. They eat the haggis. And so they'd always like, hey, you got to try this. I'm like, okay.
Haggis is good, man.
It is good.
It's
It's
one
like
of those,
sausage or something.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where if you can't get it properly in the States because it's like got like some lamb lung in it or something like that. The America FDA has an issue with the lamb lung for some reason.
Oh, well, have they looked at hot dogs? I mean, I'm just asking.
I don't know. Apparently, it makes the cut. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, let's see, King Canyon National Park. I wrote down a couple of them.
Yosemite, of course.
Yosemite, yeah. Oh,
Golden Gate. Go up there, look at the guns.
We did Golden Gate. We ran across Golden Gate there and back. That was pretty cool.
I drove across it a couple times.
Another thing we did in Fairfield before we went to San Francisco was the Jelly Belly factory.
Oh, nice.
That was pretty cool.
That's jelly beans.
Did a tour, yeah, like those good jelly beans.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
They got like Ronald Reagan everywhere because Reagan loved the Jelly Bellies. That's how he quit smoking. So like he was like their main man.
There you go.
But yeah, there's like they got some crazy flavors, dude. It was pretty cool. It was fun. It was
I always buy them for my granddaughter, and she's figured me out. She's like, I bought her some, and then I ate about half of hers. And we're sitting around, and I'm getting ready to go. She says, "Hey, Pops." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Let me have that other bag I know you bought." She ate half of mine.
Why did you open up that other flavor?
Yeah. She's like, "I know you got more." She knows me well.
Speaking of more, we do have more beer to drink. So let's go ahead and untap these bad boys, which that's how we like to do it on this show. Untapped is your free app. You can download it and you can virtually drink beer with us. Check in where you're drinking it. If you liked it, all that sort of good stuff. DreZ Drinks is my handle. Huck's Beer Buzz is his. And how you feeling about that Pilsner over there? Is it crisp? Is it as labeled?
No, it's not.
No?
No, it's good. I mean, it's good, but it's more, you know me, it's in the style of Pilsner, but it's in the craft style of Pilsner. So it's got a little too much mouthfeel.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little too thick, a little too chewy.
It's
You'll
too
see.
Crafty of a Pilsner?
It's too crafty to be a Pilsner. Sorry.
Really? So what would you label it? Like a pale ale?
No, it's not there, but I mean, it's just off.
I'm trying to think of what's
a little bit. There's not a style. They just overdid the mouthfeel. I don't know how you do that. Maybe
that's probably for better because I don't really like Pilsners.
A little extra malt, a little too much malt, I think.
Okay.
So you might like this one, and it also has a little bit of bitter early hopness on the end of it. So yeah, so they try to do whatever they're trying to do. But you know me, I like beers to style, but nonetheless, I'll still give it a 4. It does not suck.
Does not suck. There
does
you go.
Not suck.
Hey, if it doesn't suck, then we'll drink it. We'd drink it even if it does suck. With this over here, the Mason's Revenge definitely does not suck. It's the style we like. And man, there's just no shortage of good beer over there in California. They know what they're doing.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's no question. And like I said, I do love the metalness of the can. I'm gonna show it if you're watching on the old Facebook or the video. It's pretty cool. Speaking of metal, I am wearing my Motorhead. This is the Lemmy's Lounge shirt. Talk more about that in the next segment, but this is just damn good beer. It's delicious. This is a 4.75.
Oh, that's pretty good. So speaking of not metal, I have my beer belly shirt on.
The beer belly shirt. You can read between the lines, sir. In this case,
it's a beer and it has belly written on it. So I just, I kind of fell off the low carb diet and I'm just embracing it at this point.
Hey, that's what I'm doing too. I mean, I've been back for over a week now and I'm still like, well, I can I can still ride the vacation thing for another week or so. And then it's like, okay, now I really got to get back into it. So
there you go.
We'll see. We'll get back into the tunes right now. And then we'll be popping tops once again. Brewsday Tuesday continues in just a few on 105.3 The Bear.